I'll I just member. Do you remember who they were? Oh, you recruit them as a member? Oh, oh, okay. Uh, 2 days ago, 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 2 days ago. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oh, everyone was 2 days ago. Okay. And who has the most weekly point activity? It's Aries. Change to guild member. What's up, Rosa? I think I'm gonna not take this thing ever. I don't know why, but I think I'll just enjoy the game more if I don't have it. So I'm just not speccing into it forever. Doesn't matter in raid gameplay anyways. I should really save 2 points of talents for these two. Feels so tanky as a tank. Surprised. Wait, what? Is that surprising that you're tanky as a tank? Tonk-a-tonk. Thank you, tank. Nice. Wolfman has been kicking my butt in Legendary. Keep at it. Yeah, I have Unforeseen. It's actually so nice being able to detect nearby treasure chests. Love that passive. Wait, these are all submitted? Off to... Actually, how do I want to spend my energy right now? $442. Now I have to run all back through Qinghui with it? With what? Oh, I forgot to do that? Oh, with the chest seeking ability? I don't know, dude. I think it's a lot of fun having that. Thank you. Good looks. I was wondering why I couldn't see it. I was just being Papaja. I've been trying to make sure to buy some materials in advance that are cheap as well. I don't know if this is good advice, but I'll share what I'm doing ahead of time so that you guys can do it too if you want. I genuinely am not sure if it's good advice. So as you guys know, some of you guys might be struggling on potions, but if you're regularly crafting your potions, you have a lot of potions. I've got 328 of these blue ones, and like it's pretty good to regularly craft them just so that you don't run out. But what I'm pretty much doing is I'm trying to prepare for purple potions in advance. And so the way you could do that is by gathering where is it? Ways purple peony. These are good to collect because while you're collecting the Jade Tower peony, the Ways purple peony usually spawns next to it. So while you're collecting these, you might as well collect these as well. And this is the core ingredient for the level 61 potion later, the purple potion. And you can see that when we do reach level 61, I can already craft 300 of the purple potions, of the purple grade potions. And we still have many days until level 61. So by the time we hit level 61, I'm going to be able to craft like probably like 400 or 500 purple potions, and I'll just be good on potions for like a super long time. So there's two core ingredients that you need for potions. First of all, in order to craft potions, you need to learn the healer profession. There's a quest for it if you haven't done the quest. Potions are overrated. Just no hit the content. Good. Or you could just have potions. And then after that, there's two things that you will probably want. One is the herbs, and the herbs you're gonna get it in two places mainly. It's all in Kaifeng, and what you want to do is you want to press M, and then go over to Kaifeng, and then press the herb icon on the right, and then just mark down Ways purple peony and Jade Tower peony. And they spawn in this area and fairly densely in Kaifeng. I like to just kind of run around to like the big spawn points. Some of the big spawn points that spawn a lot of them. And you can do that for like, you can do that once a day, pretty much. But the point is just having potions is like kind of cool. It's a lot of them too. Like I've only been doing this for a few days. I've got 328 blue ones, and I've got enough mats to craft 300 purple ones. As far as herbs go, you can collect herbs along the way, and you can also get a lot of herbs from NPCs. It auto heals you for like 60 HP, 60 seconds or something. You could do that. You could use the umbrella, but if you use the umbrella, you're going to be sacrificing a lot of damage unless you are literally playing the Nameless Sword. For most other weapons, or for a lot of the other weapons, well, maybe not a lot of them. At least for the strategic sword, you'll sacrifice damage in doing that. I can't speak for the Moblade. Maybe Moblade doesn't need a secondary weapon at all. But for strategic sword, you definitely will give up damage in raid gameplay, at least. But then again, I guess you're not potting in raid gameplay. You're relying on healers. I actually really wonder how much I can face tank. I guess I'll learn today how much I can face tank with potions while I'm going through the bosses that I've missed. Isn't potions just out of combat healing? No, you could use them against bosses, but not online bosses. I don't think you can bring potions to online bosses. Is there too many difference between expert and legendary? Legendary just makes bosses in the solo campaign very, 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 very tanky. That's it. And so it just makes the fight harder through attrition. As in, you might run out of heals before you manage to kill them the first time around when you fight them. Possibly. Legendary doesn't do really anything else other than that. Does it take a long time to level up? No. Leveling up is very easy in this game, but there is a small problem in this game, which is there is a time gate on progression, and that time gate is not tied to the server's age. It's tied to your character's age. And that kind of sucks. I believe that time gate is only present for like a week or so, though. And then after that, I think you're free of the time gate. But it's pretty annoying early on, I'm sure, if you want to just like rush to catch up. I thought they deal more damage. They do, but it's like, I don't think it's that much of a difference for it to matter between expert and legendary. The main thing is just that they're way tankier. Why do I need to switch weapons? Switching weapons is usually because your skill abilities will be on cooldown, so you need something to do while waiting. Some weapons kind of circumvent this because they have shit that they can do while their abilities are on cooldown, like Nameless Sword, for example. But Strategic Sword is a good example of a weapon that if you don't weapon swap, your damage will suffer because of that. Because the point of Strategic Sword is while your Strategic Sword skills are on cooldown, you are buffing yourself up with the spear, and then you switch back to your sword and then detonate it. And then by the time you do that like loop or rotation, your cooldowns are available to use again. If you don't weapon switch, then you'll find yourself in a situation with a Nameless Sword where you've got nothing to press because you're just waiting on cooldowns. Yeah, some weapons don't need to weapon swap. Or some combinations don't need to weapon swap, but Strategic Sword is one that does want to weapon swap. Also, if you're struggling in fights, then I would highly recommend that you use Divine Craft stuff. Divine Craft makes up, honestly, a huge part of your damage. And you might not be using it, but Divine Craft is kind of like fire paper from Dark Souls. You're applying fire or poison or water to your weapon, and they do extra stuff. If you apply fire to your weapon, it'll do bonus health damage directly to the enemy. If you apply poison to your weapon, it will apply bonus chi damage to your weapon and regular damage as well. If you have it set to auto, you can go into your game settings, and in the bottom under item use settings, you can make it so that it auto uses whatever Divine Craft slot or item you have in the slot. And that way you don't have to like manually apply the paper to you don't have to apply the thing to your weapon. It'll do it automatically without you having to switch to it. So auto use Divine Craft tool can be very useful. And if you're wondering where to get this stuff, there are farming techniques using the building system in the game for poison, but if you don't want to set that up, then you're going to go into the herb menu again and you're going to search for Vicious Flower. Audius doesn't work for trials. It does work for trials. I've used it in trials. I think you have it set up wrong if you aren't able to use it in trials. I've absolutely used it in trials. But yeah, you want to check off Vicious Flower, and then it'll be located in Chenghui, and in this area right here. And you can just pick these up. You can just pick these up, and every time you pick one up, you'll get poison as well. Fire or poison? Personally, I recommend poison because regardless if you pick fire or poison, you're going to get bonus damage. Fire is going to be a little bit more damage, but poison does more of the stagger bar damage, which is helpful for getting into the burst when the enemy gets knocked down. Both are fine. I find that poison is easier on the eyes. I find that when you use fire, sometimes it can obstruct your view. And this game does not have any settings at all that reduces skill particle effects, unfortunately.
Artist Bark.
Ace, thank you for the 4 months. And I even tried asking Howie to see if he could find any mods or something from the Chinese version of anyone like modding their game to reduce skill effects. Couldn't find anything. So sometimes poison's also nice for that reason too. I've been using Nameless Sword for single target and Umbrella for AoE, but I'm not sure if that's good. The Nameless Sword is very good because it's basically an all-in-one weapon. The Nameless Sword is so good that you really never need to switch to another weapon. And more importantly, some weapons, they require some progression in this menu right here under Abilities and Inner Way. Every weapon has an associated inner way that augments the weapon in some way, shape, or form. For example, for Strategic Sword, we have something called Sword Horizon, which gives us a dashing detonation follow-up skill to one of our abilities. And for pretty much every weapon, their associated inner way is quite important, either because they change the functionality of the skill or they improve the damage a lot. And for certain weapons, the thing about the inner way is, you know how you have to level it up. You have like a base effect, but then you have to level it up with additional copies of it. And you get more and more effects as you level it up, and it becomes more and more passive, more powerful. And for some of these weapons, they are extremely powerful. Like they some of their playstyle might be locked behind later tiers. For example, the bread and butter strategic sword combo requires tier 6 of this, the last one at the very end. And that's going to take several months to reach. Of course, we could play it now, but it's going to be a very different rotation when you get to tier 6 on this. The rotation will look very different. On the other hand, something like Sword Morph for the Nameless Sword does not require nearly as much to just have your basic rotation. In fact, it's basically good out of the box, like right away, immediately. And that can be very comfortable as well. I think Moblade also has something similar, but I'm not sure. Can't remember. You're not using the Poison Inner Way? I think the Poison Inner Way is not that good at the moment. I think it'll be quite good later on, but from my understanding, Wolf Chaser is, well, just because of how it works, it's quite important. But for speed clearing later on, apparently Breaking Point is optimal in replacement for Wolf Chaser art in the future. The mountain with the red logo. Ah. What's the arrow inner way? This one gives you a state called Focus, which improves your affinity damage. And the inner way for this stuff just gives you more Bell Strike stuff and more affinity rate, which is quite good. It's considered core as well. I have no idea what damage is affinity damage. Okay, so this is pretty confusing, but this game has an accuracy stat. It has critical hits. It has another kind of critical hit. And it has what is essentially critical failures. A lot of different type of hits. Your precision rate is your accuracy. And when your accuracy will affect whether or not your attack can critical hit. When you critical hit, you do 50% more damage, but you cannot critical hit something that misses. So in other words, 17% of my damage can't crit because it's gonna miss. Affinity rate is another type of crit essentially, and this can affect both hits and misses. So if you miss your attack because of your precision rate, you can still score an affinity hit. And what an affinity hit is it does 35% more damage, and in the damage range, your minimum damage and your maximum damage, it'll always count as your maximum damage. So it's a guaranteed maximum damage roll. And this is independent from critical rate. Critical rates require you to land your hit to crit. Affinity rates can happen regardless if you hit or miss. Lastly is abrasion. And what abrasion is, when you trigger abrasion because your attack missed, it's a guaranteed minimum damage roll. So in a way, it's like a critical failure. It's the opposite of affinity. So when you miss, you have a chance to trigger abrasion, which is very bad. The real question is, can it do both? It can. There is such thing as a critical affinity hit. Which inner ways would be good for... Wait, is my food? Oh, my food's here. Nice. Yeah, for different weapons, you'll build for different things. Here's why. In your gear, you'll see if I click on... Okay. So, look at the strategic sword here. My strategic sword is level 55, and you've probably seen this menu. As you increase the level of this thing, your abilities get stronger. Here's the part that some people might not be realizing, is if you click on martial arts talents, when you level up your... when you break through your weapons level, you are unlocking passives for your weapon. And these passives require you to reach certain stat amounts in order to have their full effect. And every weapon has this. They're basically passives that you're unlocking along the way. And so you're encouraged to build for certain stats. For example, with strategic sword, we build for affinity. Affinity is the crucial stat for strategic sword. And an endgame build of strategic sword, stat-wise, this would be like hypothetically if you were built at level 100, would be something like 97% precision with 50% crit chance and 40% precision rate. That's like an example of like a endgame strategic sword build that you might see on a CN player. Now, we don't have anywhere close to that because we're still in the leveling process and far from the min-maxing part of the game. But it gives you an idea that like your stats will continue to climb as you get better gear with better lines and upgrade your inner ways further. Because the inner ways also give stats as well. Like if you look at Insightful Strike and the inner way here, just from reaching here, we get increased bell strike penetration. You get 3% more affinity rate here, so on and so forth. And for people that haven't finished their talents as well, there's more stats here if you haven't grabbed them. Things like affinity rate, precision rate, critical rate. And now you have an idea of like what these stats do. Is a critical affinity interaction additive or multiplicative? I don't know. I think it's multiplicative, but I couldn't tell you with certainty. What inner way should I aim for on strategic? For strategic sword, there's a few that sword morale chant is this is non-negotiable, and it's pretty easy to level up morale chant. Well, not easy, but it's easier than most things. And the reason why morale chant, first of all, morale chant is the best of the inner ways. It's general purpose, it's universal. You could use it with everything. But moreover, on top of that, morale chant levels up easier than any other thing. And if you haven't done this yet, I'm gonna tell you how to do this. You can follow along. What you want to do is you want to click on this vintage book plate on the top right and click on tips recycle. Then you want to click on every inner way that you are not actively using right now. And for the ones that you do plan on using, you want to click on it and then click on this lock icon so that you don't accidentally dismantle them. And you want to just dismantle everything that you're not using and hit confirm. And that's going to give you a certain amount of these vintage book plates. And then you see the only ones remaining are the ones that I actually care about, that I want to level up and that I don't want to dismantle. I can't dismantle these. It won't let me. After you do that, you want to go to Tips Exchange from the same menu. I click on the top right again and click on Tips Exchange. And this is a one-time purchase of these vintage book plates of 600 notes for each of the 4 paths. And the different inner ways are split among different among these boxes. So, for example, with Bell Strike, right? I really want those Wolf Chaser art. I could only get it from this particular box. And the reason why I have the bamboo cut one also purchased or bought out is because I want Breaking Point as well. And it only comes from this box. So I bought out both of them. But here's the thing. You want to buy out all of them. And the reason why is because Morale Chant, which is the best inner way for everybody, is in all 4 of the boxes. And so you can speed up your Morale Chant progression by buying out these boxes. Is it 600 once ever? Do they ever come back? I didn't think they'd come back. Arctone just said that they do come back eventually, but I wouldn't know if and when. But here's the thing. Once you buy the boxes and you open the boxes, you're going to get a bunch of notes. And you're going to get a bunch of notes that you don't care about. And what you'll do is you'll dismantle them again. And then you'll exchange them again, and you'll dismantle them again, and you'll exchange them again, and you'll just do this over and over and over and over and over, and that's how you can get some progression done on your inner ways. What's the conversion tab? The conversion tab is somewhat interesting, but basically it lets you literally convert one inner way into another at the same exact level. But you can only do this. There's a cooldown on doing this. So that's what you need to realize. But it's a way for you to switch builds without having to level up multiple books. But it has a limited number of uses per season. So just keep that in mind. How do you lock the things? You just click on it and then click on the lock icon. Do you not like Bitter Seasons? No. The ones that I've locked are obviously Morale Chant. Sword Horizon is needed because it's part of your essential combos. Insightful Strike just synergizes really well with affinity-based builds. Wolf Chaser art is extremely important if you're planning on doing Heaven Quaking Spear rotations. Because the Heaven Chaser Spear DPS rotation won't work without Wolf Chaser art. Wolf Chaser art's required to make it work properly. And then later on, I have Breaking Point, which is apparently used for speedrunning. So I plan to level this up too as well. The Bleed one I heard is also a suitable replacement once it reaches level 6, but before that point, it's not very good apparently. So I'm just leveling it up and passively, and eventually it'll get to a point where it's an option to use. The thing that's a little bit misleading about Fivefold Bleed is that it doesn't apply Heavy Bleed. It applies Weeping Bleed, which is completely separate and a different interaction from Strategic Sword's Heavy Bleed. Strategic Sword and Heaven Quaking Spear. They're not the same bleed. But I can explain how the Strategic Sword Heaven Quaking Spear rotation works now that I've got like a pretty good idea of it. Is there training dummies in the game? It'd be a lot easier if I can show you on that. Is it true we need to do 200 pulls on the standard banner to be able to unlock the seasonal banner? No clue. I could just hit like a trial boss or something. Who doesn't move much? Lucky 17 doesn't move much. Okay, so the rotation for Strategic Sword and Heaven Quaking Spear, it's going to be Q. I'm going to explain it first, and then I'll show it to you. I'm going to face tank his attacks. It's going to be Q to apply 5 stacks of bleed, and then after that, tab to switch to Heaven Quaking Spear, and then after that, after you switch to Heaven Quaking Spear, you're going to press Q, and that's going to build combo and give you a buff related to that combo, and that buff is going to buff your bleed damage. After that, you're going to hold your heavy charged attack, and your heavy charged attack also buffs your damage as well. You're going to hold that, and then that'll do some damage, and then after that, you're going to press tab again, and then you're going to detonate your bleed stacks with E. And then if you did that all correctly, your Q on your Strategic Sword should be coming off cooldown at around that time. And you just do that over and over. And the second time around, when you get to the charged heavy on the Heaven Quaking Spear, you can parry cancel it because you only need to refresh the buff. You don't need to do the full Heaven Quaking Spear stab. You can literally just parry cancel it so that you can end the animation and switch to the Strategic Sword detonation sooner. Oh. I forgot he actually does damage. I forgot his patterns after doing the hit list. Ow. Honestly, it probably was not the best to demonstrate on this guy because he actually fights back. Unlike a raid boss. Okay. I need something that actually will stand still because this is like a raid rotation. That's why it's not comfortable to do it against the actual trial bosses. Special skill instead of charge heavy. The special applies the defense down thing. Hold on, I'll show you. I'll show you in the actual menu. There's a rotation that I use when we do the raid bosses. And the raid bosses it works perfectly fine against because the raid bosses, they don't really interrupt you. Against actual trials, you can't really do this rotation, which is why the strategic sword's kind of like question mark. Or at least this rotation of it. And the thing you're referencing is... it's this one, but in relation to, I believe, the inner way. Sober Sorrow. This is the combo. And then... what was it in here? Is it worth it to do 100% of the map? I don't really feel like doing the puzzles. Just do as much as you can, and then like you'll just kind of clean up the map as you're going along. I see you using E for special skill. What did you bind parry and deflect to? Parry is just on my mouse button. And I don't have deflect bound because I'm not PvPing currently. I feel like I'm missing something here. Consumes your endurance charges. Oh, endurance. To stab. I need something to hit. Go to sword trial with bots. Sword trial with bots. Is it smart assist? Okay. It's that last debuff. I wondered how much of that I could actually tank. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, get out of that tornado, please. Oh. That's why the nameless sword is so good. The nameless sword, I swear to God, you could just sit back and just attack from a range with sword waves. That's kind of annoying when he's out there like that. Oh. This game looks so bad. Well, what do you think is a good game then, lol? What are your thoughts on a good game? And don't say Lost Ark. There are no good games? Okay, that's a level of cynicism that's like beyond reproach. I don't think I've reached that level of cynicism just yet. I'm not quite there yet. Okay, so someone was asking, how does the strategic sword, or what is the point of level 6 strategic sword? First of all, before I answer that, I'm gonna get my food because it's been sitting outside for half an hour. Okay. Anyways, I'm back. Can you show active inner ways again? Yeah, I can. I think this game, first of all, as you guys know, this game is quite popular right now, and it's also climbing Steam reviews pretty insanely. But also on top of that, there's like an insane glazing campaign going on right now, and people don't like things that are popular. Just look at things like Expedition 33 and stuff like that. That fan base is like cultivated probably the most insufferable fan base since From Software. But there are a shit ton of people that are glazing the shit out of this game, almost to the point where it's annoying to read. Does it deserve it? Arguably, yes, but also it's just annoying to look at. But I don't know, man. It's kind of the kind of game that either you try it out and you love it and you just love all the things it has to offer, or you try it out and it's just not for you. You get lost in the menus and fucking you fight the first world boss and run out of pots and just don't know what the fuck to do because you can't even keep fighting the boss because you ran out of pots and they don't recharge like an Estus flask. Sorry if that hits home to anyone in specific. Yeah, if it doesn't click on you, it's just like it is what it is, and really not that big of a deal. The menus suck balls in this game, but I feel like with the amount of stuff that it has, it would be hard for it not to have convoluted too many menus. But yeah, going back to what is worth, someone asked, how does Sword Horizon Tier 6 change the rotation a lot? It's because when you get to Sword Horizon Tier 6, what happens is when you detonate your bleed stacks, you get back 2 bleed stacks. Normally, when you detonate your bleed stacks, you go to 0 bleed stacks. And you would have to build your bleed stacks again. The reason why this is so important is because this skill right here, this one, if you play Strategic Sword, you know what this is. Oh, sorry, not that one. This one, that actually applies 4 bleed stacks. And so if you keep 2 bleed stacks and you use that skill, it will actually build you back to 5 bleed stacks and detonate the bleed stacks and then refund the bleed stacks in one motion without having to rebuild bleed in between. And so the endgame strategic sword build will literally just do this over and over and over until you run out of stamina during your burst rotation, and you'll just keep detonating the bleed over and over and over. You can't do that right now because that rotation doesn't let you build enough bleed for it to work or function. That's why you saw, like, when I was fighting that thing, like, occasionally after doing the Heaven Quaking Spear stabs and then cancels, I was using the Mystic Art in between to do damage while waiting for, like, the 1 or 2 seconds of downtime. This Mystic Art is a very good one. You'll see that there's going to be a lot of people that recommend Dragon's Breath and Drunken Poet. And that's fine to do right now, but you also could opt to not do that. And then later on, when you unlock Sword Horizon, you're not going to use Drunken Poet and Dragon's Flame anymore. It's just suboptimal to use those 2 inner Mystic Arts. For now, it's fine to do, but later on, like, nobody does that anymore in the CN version of the game. Use those 2 skills. The Mystic Arts that people use later on are Soaring Spin, which is a good filler damage. Ghost Steps, which when leveled up gives you reduced stamina consumption on everything, which is very useful for sword spam. Also, this shit is literally Bloodhound Step from Bloodborne. I'm just saying, why would you not want this? Is this not fucking sick? It's literally Bloodhound Step. And then the last one is a mystic art that we don't have access to yet, which is, you'll know it when you see it. It's a flute icon, and the flute, I believe, is just a buff that also reduces endurance usage. So costly, but we don't actually use our we don't use our energy on anything else. Because what else are you going to use it on? You're not going to be using it on spamming this. This has a long cooldown. Oh yeah, if you're doing PvP, then yeah, you're not using it in PvP. I'm just talking about PvE right now, just like against bosses for damage rotations. PvP is a whole different beast because PvP, like a bunch of the stuff actually has application. You're using that for PvP? Ghost Step? I don't think you're using Ghost Step in PvP, are you? I don't think you can afford to use it. It just uses up too much energy. You can? Doesn't PvP have slower energy regeneration rate compared to PvE? I don't know about your class, but I use a lot of Mystic Arts. I'm just informing people who play Strategic Sword. If you don't play Strategic Sword, then perhaps this information is all useless to you. But I'm just helping out people who play Strategic Sword and informing them like meta play style. And if you don't want to do that, hey, that's fine. It's fucking cool to use Buddha Palm and shit like that. But for those who are curious, because there's like no fucking resources in this game or for this game, I'm just sharing when all of your spear buffs are active. So spear E is ignored. Yeah, you don't actually use this thing. That's not actually used. The only things that are used on the spear are Q. And the reason Q is used is because of this right here. It's because of this thing, river flow. This is a damage buff, and it applies to all of your outgoing damage. And the skill itself only does like 5 or 6 hits, but the trick is with Wolf Chaser's art. Wolf Chaser's art, when you have this equipped at level 1, makes it so that when you use your Q against a target that is currently bleeding, every hit counts as 2 hits. So that's how you reach that 10 hit combo on your Q to get the full buff. And this percent chance is just based off the number of bleed stacks. So basically, if the enemy had 1 bleed stack on them, you'd have a 20% chance to get an additional stack of an additional hit. But when you do your Q, you'll have 5 bleed stacks on from your initial Q from the strategic sword. So if the boss has 5 stacks of bleed on it, when you use your Q on the Heaven Quaking Spear, every hit has a 100% chance to count as 2 hits. And you do 6 hits, so you'll get a 12-hit combo. That'll give you your 20% damage buff, and that lasts for 15 seconds with a leveled up, whatchamacallit. Oh, this goes to 25% with a 12 hit. And then between that and your regular charging attack, that's going to be buffing all of your strategic sword damage. So the spear pretty much serves to buff your sword, if that makes sense. Sorry, I've got my food here, and I have not eaten it. I'm quite hungry. Welcome back, Kenny. Soaring is slow. Soaring is slow, but it's the fastest instantaneous damage you can do in in a moment. Or it's the fastest instantaneous burst you can do in a moment. Sorry, I'm gonna do the MSQ and like the bosses, but I do want to eat beforehand because I haven't eaten. My food's just waiting here. Can we use that guy's rotation for strategic sword before we reach level 6? Yeah, I mean, watching that video helped me also realize that like you can just do the standard, you could do the strategic 6 combo now and the damage output will still be very good. Even if it's not instant bursting itself, it'll still build and burst, and the damage of the skill is pretty good. Did you build a house? Yeah. This is the house that I built. Another day of Cosprog done. Nice. How far'd you get? Late to the party on this game. Does gear have the same? Your gear. Okay, a couple of recommendations when it comes to gear. As you get gear for your set, you should upgrade it using the tuning function. The tuning function is a big source of your strength, and if you're not using tuning, don't be afraid to use tuning. Really don't be afraid to use it. The reason why is because the time that we spend in each of these level brackets is relatively short, and the materials that we use to tune do not carry over to the next tier. With the exception of one thing, which is these tuning stones. Ideally, don't use these tuning stones ever. You want to use the ones that are level specific, as these ones can't be brought later. Don't use these, do use these. You should have so many of these that you never should have to think about using these. You could also use gear that has EXP on it. This is also valid, and you're sacrificing the gear to level up the item. But honestly, you shouldn't run out of these anyways, so it doesn't really matter what you do here. The other thing that you probably might have noticed is that you have some gear with a purple symbol or a yellow symbol on it. When you use those, it guarantees that the discovered line will either be purple at a minimum or legendary at a minimum. And you should use these as well, as those also will not carry over to the next level tier. We're only going to be in this level tier for a few more days, so use them now on your existing gear. If it doesn't work out, it's whatever. We're not here for that long anyways. The gear is very temporary in this game for now. So just don't be afraid to use your resources, because you can't carry them to the next tier regardless. And then the stats that you want are gonna have this line or this bracket next to it that says RCMD, which means recommended. Not every good line will have the recommended stat on it, but every line that has recommended on it is usable. For example, as a strategic sword, we don't have the recommended tag on critical rate, but critical rate is still a good line to get. These stats, the silkbind penetration and stone split attack and that kind of stuff, they will only work for weapons that are specific to that branch. So if you get stone split attack, it won't work with your strategic sword or your nameless sword or any of those things. They're very specific to certain types of weapons. I can get screwed and get shitty rolls and have to get a new sword, right? Right. But the thing about this game is getting the gear is the easy part. Getting the random lines is the hard part. It's kind of like that one system from Genshin Impact. Later on in the future, there will be a system that allows you to reroll one line on any given piece of gear, but it'll just be one line. So, you know, you're still going to have to deal with randomness. As that min-maxing comes from tuning mostly? Right. A big chunk of your stats is going to come from tuning, and you can get offensive lines on these as well. And also you can get duplicate lines. So I don't think there's a limit to the amount of times you can get the same line on a piece of gear. So just because you get a line doesn't remove it from that pool of stats. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is do not be afraid to tune. It's highly recommended that you tune just because those materials won't carry over later. So you either use it now or you won't be able to use it at all because by the time you decide to use it, we'll be in a completely different gear tier. What about spending stam? What's efficient right now? At the moment, I would recommend outposts. The reason why is because outposts gives you more materials for upgrading your mystic skills. The sword trial bosses do not give the material for this. Outposts give quite a lot of it, and also the way that it works is you might find yourself in this weird situation where you only have like where you run out of level 1 ebon iron, but you're not getting level 1 ebon iron anymore. There is a button, I don't know where it is exactly, where you could just use level 2 or level 3 as a substitute, and that's also fine. Don't worry about doing that. You're not like losing like a conversion rate or something, because after a certain point you just don't earn level 1 ebon irons anymore. So you could use it as a substitute just fine. But yeah, outposts give you that. And they're all going to give you inner way notes, so don't worry about that. Gear is very temporary, so I wouldn't put too much emphasis on it right now, but being able to level up your mystic skills is quite important because mystic skills, they get a lot of improvements as you level them up. So when you press like F to upgrade it and you check breakthrough preview, you can see that each of your mystic arts, they get special functions as they reach certain levels. And for some of them, it's like quite important. Like for example, Ghostly Steps is very good, because when you reach level 3 on this, it reduces your endurance cost for everything. Every action that you do for 30 seconds just costs 10% less. And that's like a special like buff that it gets at level 3. What about the other stamina used for crafting? I think that's just whatever you need, honestly. I mean, usually I just use it on making potions. Like you see, I have 325 blue potions, and I have enough mats for when purple potions come out, I can make 300 of these right away. And it's just like, I'm sure some of you are like struggling on potions, and you run out of potions and shit, and you just go on with your life without using potions. But there's no need to do that. It's pretty easy to farm potions. Sorry, guys. I'm almost done eating. How do you get Ghost Steps? It's from one of the Divine Trials. Ghost Steps I wouldn't say is that important, but it's definitely nice to have because, as you guys know, later on, we don't really use Mystic Arts for Strategic Sword for damage. Outside of, like, Dragon Breath, I guess. And so you'll have, like, excess vitality that you could use on Ghost Step. Because Ghost Step doesn't have a casting animation. And so you could use it without interrupting what you're doing. I think the amount of stuff to do is really impressive, and it's live service, so they'll just keep adding more and more content. All right, I'm finally done eating. Holy shit. Okay. How do I set the variance when building? Z to switch to the next one, X to open the list. Should I restart on Legend? If anyone says that you're not playing the game if you're not playing on Legend, they are a dumb bitch. But if you want to challenge yourself, feel free to. Legend does make the bosses hit a little bit harder, and it does inflate the ever-living fuck out of their HP. So if you like that challenge, go for it. I only recommend that people start on Legend because you cannot go up from Expert. You can only go down from Legend. The game won't let you go up. So if you think the game is too easy on Expert, then that would be the reason why. But regardless of what difficulty you pick, the trials are the same difficulty for everybody. Like, whether you're on easy mode or you're on Legend, the Abyss trial is the same exact difficulty. Legend doesn't scale up the difficulty in trials at all. In fact, the bosses are harder not in the trial for people who play on Legend mode. If you play on Legend, the first time you encounter a boss in the overworld, that is the hardest version of that boss. The trials are all easier. If you have played on Legend, you might have noticed this, where you go through, you beat the boss, and then you get the trial, and then the trial is way easier. And it's not just because you got better at the fight. They just take way more damage because they don't have that inflated Legend scaling in the trial, even on Abyss difficulty. After a certain point, Legend becomes very easy too. There's a reason for that. You know the reason why this is the case, right? The reason is because when we started playing the game and we went from level bracket to level bracket, the world was scaling up in difficulty, but we weren't improving our gear. We were in these gear phases for such a short period of time that we spent zero time min-maxing the gear. Now that we're in these gear sections for longer and we're starting to be able to min-max the stats on our gear, we're getting stronger faster than the content is getting harder. That's why it might feel like, oh shit, is the game getting easier? No, your stats are just getting better relative to where we are. These are the food stalls that I was talking about. They look like a bowl with two chopsticks sticking out. Whenever you pass by them, this is what you want to do. I haven't bought this one, so I'll show you. You'll see, give a gift, affection not yet an acquaintance, and let me have a taste. What you do whenever you encounter any of these merchants is this. You click, let me have a taste. And you click on this top option. You buy it 9 times to fill this bar, and then you click place order. Once you fill up that bar, you gain access to this food item, and you buy this one 5 times. I think chat was saying that you can get elegance stats up to 8 times, so we're going to buy 8 just to see. And then you'll max out your rapport from this. Oh, really? You only need to buy the top ones? Oh, even better. Regardless, you're going to need X amount of food. After you fill out the bar to Kindred Spirits, click on the treasure chest, and you'll get some stuff. You'll get exploration, and more importantly, you'll get inner way notes. And you want, like, obviously you want as many of these as you possibly can, since that's one of your major progression stuff. After that, you go in your bag, and then you eat it. So let's see. I ate that. I got elegance +1. I ate this. I'll get elegance +1. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3. So now I got elegance. I got 2 elegance from this food. And maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So every single food will give you 1 elegance at the first time you eat it, the 4th time you eat it, and the 8th time you eat it. So you get a max of 3 elegance for every single food in the game from these vendors. Is there a way to check? Not that I know of, but since I literally just learned about this now, I just know that I gotta eat the rest of these like 7 times. What did you need elegance for again? You want elegance for a special perk called Treasure Hunter. And if you look at my map right now, you'll see that there's a treasure chest that's marked for me. That's from Treasure Hunter. Treasure Hunter, what it does is it'll always point you towards the nearest unopened treasure chest in the game world for you to find. You need 75 elegance in order to unlock that perk. So I can see that the next one now is over here. You can get elegance from eating food, but you could also get it from petting cats. Or you could do both. But you want food anyways, because you need food if you're going to be harvesting, if you're going to make your own potions and other crap like that. But you can see as I'm traveling around now, I can always find my way towards the nearest chest. That's just the stuff that you could passively work on while you're traveling the Jianghu. The chests get you exploration, they give you gold, they give you oscillating jades. It's good to open all the chests that you can find. Game is cat-centric. Yeah, I don't know why you can't pet dogs in this game. It's kind of weird. Also, dogs don't dodge your attacks. If you hit a dog, you'll actually hit it. But cats will backflip and dodge you like Metal Gear Revengeance.
鲜，真鲜呐！来了，咱今儿还找九流门吗？
当然，我昨晚想通了一件事，正是要他们帮忙的时候。
啊？你是说，开封里来路不明的堂钱是聚宝盆收的？
虽然只是猜想，但总归是条
Buggle,
线索。
thank you for the year and a half.
要是有人拿了聚宝盆，怎么能忍住不生财来用？而在聚宝盆丢失的这几天里，城里突然多出了一批来路不明的堂钱。
所以，你想去找九流门，问这钱是从哪儿来的？
知我者，赵大哥也。
I can take the cigar off. Looks kind of silly. You see the hands weapon preview? I didn't like how they did gauntlets in this game. Personally, I thought that the attacks lacked impact, and I didn't find these skills that interesting. When I compare it to Breaker from Lost Ark or Monk from Dungeons and Fighter, I thought that the fist weapon in this game felt a bit lacking, especially following the Tengdao, which is such a cool looking weapon. The parry-based, like Chinese katana kind of looking weapon. The next weapon that we're getting, I thought personally I thought the fists were a bit lacking, or I expected more really compared to that. I think my expectations were just really high. It's parry based. Oh yeah, the upcoming sword is parry based. When you successfully parry, you can counterattack with it. The Tengdao. What set pieces to use? I use the Eagle Rise one. The recommended set pieces are good. The sets that the game recommends are good.
大个子，哎，你终于来了！哎，给你，要卖的货，走吧。
草盆，我们要卖的就是这个，这能有人买吗？
喂，可别乱说。莹莹说了，不能叫草盆，要叫聚宝盆。
There's definitely some times where I wish you could remove the fog from the game. Sometimes it feels very random and obstructive.
才不是骗人呢。呢，莹莹说你看了就明白了。
又是锦囊。
Physics, they give it the 25 months. When the gold-making vessel is retrieved, the court rains down coins, the song of mercy rises, a grass basin becomes a treasure basin.
又要画饼，这是说唱了启联歌，官家就会往草盆里发钱？
金瓯回归日，官家广散财，启联歌声起。
是说国安府发钱的事吗？
俺也听说过，说是只要唱了启联歌，官府就会把生金瓯的钱分给咱们。
官府能莫名其妙发钱？我不信。
草盆是指这样的盆吗？为啥是这草盆啊？
大家知道东阙公子带生金瓯来开封是为什么吗？
送贡品啊！江南国不年年都给咱大送贡品吗？今年那江南国主听说咱闹钱荒，忙不迭的让东阙公子到咱这儿来。 用未央城那聚宝盆生些钱出来给大伙儿用。
That's a crazy superstition. A bowl that generates gold coins. And you get more gold coins the greedier you are.
但官府已经在努力找了，等找回来就又能发钱了。
I need a treasure making
所以说
basin.
嘛这宝盆可是咱们开封的福星。哎，大侠，你在群英会见过聚宝盆？你来说说，那盆和咱们这个像不像？
Nod. It brings luck with its shape. Take one home and it'll bring you
我家
good.
倒是缺个装东西的，就是，
对呀对呀，买一个吧。物美价廉，堂钱也收。
堂钱也收，那俺要一个。
俺也来一个。
哎呀，
Sell basin to commoners. Commoners bid? Treasure basin. A batch of goods from Little Fu. Meant for you to peddle. Oh my god. I am scamming these guys. I'm part of Stephen Sharif's pyramid scheme.
你们这个草盆还有多少？我都收了。
真的？
官家要发钱，咋能错过呢？
I'm selling it to the vendor now? Holy.
多谢二位，祝二位一路发财。
呀，这个时候了。大个子，扶扶我，还有要事要办。
跟谁学的？说话跟大人似的。好好好，交给我吧。
I got some song coins.
你真信这个草盆借钱的事儿？我信不信，又有啥重要呢？你不信还瞒那多？有人乐意信呢，有人信，那咱们就只管挣。
Return to the Forsaken Quarter. Regroup with Ying Ying to count earnings.
喏，我和小福的钱。
让我看看，博浪沙铜钱3文，堂钱37文，琼林苑铜钱5文，堂钱15文。
哎呀，
哇，赵大哥，是你这里的堂
Damn, Big Z's the best scammer.
城里的堂钱，未免也太多了些。
Oh, they're literally doing it to collect the 10 coins.
摆渡人在角门里，堂钱也在角门里。那聚宝盆，
知道你们在查聚宝盆儿，不过不是俺说。要是聚宝盆真搁这儿，俺们还能哭成这样？
好了，大姐，把铜钱理出来还了本儿，其他的都给少侠。少侠，周大姐拿你的钱和我欠你的饭钱都在里头了。
好多钱嘞！要是这些钱都能随便用就好了。也不知道干嘛要进堂钱，吃饱了撑嘞。
咦，话咱们不能这么说呀！官府不让用堂钱，不都是为了大家伙儿？你看，这铜钱是用铜做的，值钱。你今儿1个铜钱换2个馍，明儿还是这个价。那堂钱是用铁做的，不值钱，谁都能住，谁都在住。这馍今儿值5个堂钱，明儿就值15个。只要他们一直住钱，你手里的钱就越来越不值钱。
什么5个15个嘞？俺手里啊能有15个字儿，就谢天谢地嘞！你管他是哪儿来的？
你，
哎呀，好啦好啦，开个玩笑嘛。赵大哥干嘛这么认真？来，少侠，把钱拿回去。
给我搜！
Uh-oh.
这
Is it the police?
是收堂钱的官兵，大家快走！侯大侠，
好。
Hide the money.
奉府尹大人 人之命，
Lord
手脚堂前。
Chi.
哎呀，史大人，好久不见呐！
你们两个不好好查案，混在这儿做什么呀？
哎呀，大人，俺们就是查案的呀。哎，您看，这聚宝盆一丢，角门里就冒出来不少糖钱。大家都说，糖钱是从聚宝盆里冒出来的呢。
哦，哈，这么说来，你们进展不小嘛。
嘿嘿，那可不，托您的福。
行了，有邀功的功夫，不如赶快去查案，不要在这儿碍眼。走。
大人，没有。
没有？哼，还挺能藏啊！别被这些贱民骗了，周围都好好找找。
Holy shit, he's so
他们不是贱民，
he's so chubby that his hand clips through his belly. That's crazy.
搜那儿。
Uh-oh. Wait, what? How do you know to look there? What? Oh, these guys are fucking stream sniper.
抽，看来这角门里真有聚宝盆啊，石头底下都长钱了，遮遮掩掩的，是你的吗？既然不是，那本官可就带走了。
大人，别！
I want one of those hats with the big bars behind it, like that Lord Chi is wearing. I also want to know the cultural significance of those huge
你把糖钱
bars.
都收走了，我们要怎么活呢？
哦，糖钱没了，何不用铜钱呢？
你，开封钱荒人人皆知，大人难道不知？
铜钱不够用，可总有人有铜钱用。这个道理你们难道还不明白吗？在这个世上，有人收不收糖钱都能活下去，有人收不收糖钱，哼，都活不下去。
No, our coins. Wait, what are the coins that I have in my inventory? Does anyone know? What coins do we have in our... Does it even matter?
大人，俺孩子还病着啊！大人，
怎么？有人？
不，钱不是我们的。
不是你们的就好。
Oh man, the lady fucked up. Now I see what you guys mean.
狗腿子，你把俺钱还俺！你把俺钱还俺！真是的，还真不让人活了。看啥法都想了。
Yeah, this girl is fucking sobbing over like fucking 200 coins when I'm keeping 600,000 in my butthole. Like, get over it. Cry me a river. All right, chat. We're gonna have a deal. I'm gonna be changing the voice language back to English. Here's why. Odds are you guys are probably playing the game in Chinese anyways, so you get both. You get the best of both worlds. I'm gonna change the voice language back to English because it's much easier for you guys to follow along. I understand that the Chinese voice acting is much better in terms of quality, but the English voice acting is just way better to follow along with what's going on. One, because sometimes in the Chinese voice acting, the subtitles disappear way too fucking fast. But yeah, I mean, the issue with the English voice acting is it's a bit desynced. It's buggy at many times, and the quality is a bit warblish. But it'll just be easier for people to follow along without having to watch their monitors if it's in English. Also, I still gotta say, I'm still astounded that in this game we can change the voice language without having to restart the game. Really impressive.
Lady Joe, please calm down. Let's head back for now. We'll figure something out.
Figure something out? After all you've tried, what's made a difference?
Oh wait, I forgot she's
I
like
get enough copper coins, and I can't hold on to top
from the
coins.
south, like Louisiana.
I'm poor, so you'd rather please those outsiders? I'll do it my way.
Wow, that was
That's not
whiplash.
Yin yang.
That was some crazy whiplash.
Take it to heart.
From Chinese to Louisiana and
Lady Joe
American
was always
accent.
such a gentle spirit. When I first met her, she never raised her voice once. Over the years in Kaifeng, one emperor after another came and went. Life is hard for common folk. In this place, life is traded for life. Lady Joe survived. But her husband... That day I held her hand, I never knew one could cry so much. But she still had her child to care for.
Saddies.
That's why we should end the wars. When the wars end, life will get better.
Damn, Big Z's voice in English is kind of
But
giga.
I worry they can't wait that long.
Then let's end the war sooner.
You are a funny one, Big Zhao. Whether our wise rulers are right or wrong about this or that, I don't know. All I know is, whether it's Jiangnan or the Great Song, the common people's lives don't matter to them.
They started the war precisely because their lives matter. But you can't have it both ways in this world.
What do you think, young wanderer? Should the coins be confiscated or not?
Confiscating the coins or not, it's not my place to say. But I do know one thing. Someone must die.
What?
Hero. You?
How did I come to that conclusion? Why does someone have to die?
No matter what happens to the coins, someone must die.
What the?
Big Zhao? Shh. Is Big Zhao going to...
No need to worry. There's more to Big Zhao than meets the eye.
Be quick. Hand them over.
It's getting out of hand. I should go check on Mother.
Why does someone have to die? I don't get it. How did we come to the conclusion that someone's gotta die? Some kind of noise. Just gaming. I'm here to find chaos. I'm here to kill chaos.
Catch him! Catch him!
So many lives depend on this new batch of Tong coins. Now that they're confiscated, no telling how many will end up in the ash pit.
Ash pit?
They say the ash pit at the Forsaken Quarter is crawling with bandits and thugs from Unbound Cavern.
Oh, it's over. It's all over. The massacre started. Ying Ying, where's my Ying Ying? Have you seen my Ying Ying? She's about your height. A tall like you, with long, slender eyes. Please.
Mother, don't worry. I'm right here.
Don't take me for a fool. You're not Ying Ying. Ying Ying, where are you?
No,
Mother,
she's got the
you're confused
Alzheimer's.
again. Let me help you back to bed.
She's got the dementia.
Is Granny Turtle all right?
She's asleep now. Spending so much time in Kaifeng wears down even the bravest nerves.
Last time the Chiton invaded the city, did something happen to you?
I got injured while checking things out.
Where did you get hurt?
That wound must have been bad if it still frightens your mother like this.
Mother gets confused sometimes and fusses over things.
How's the game so
Even
far?
she wouldn't go and imagine a different
It is
daughter,
very
would she?
good.
That massacre was 11 years ago. Were you already this tall back then? The girl with long, thin eyes was the real Ying Ying, right?
Oh, kind hero. You're too clever for
Wait,
your
she's
own
a
good.
fake Ying Ying?
So, interested in hearing my story?
Listen attentively.
I used to be a young lady from a prosperous family. Rich beyond compare.
Wait, how do I know that this story's real?
But the grand feast behind those doors, they'll eat you alive.
Feasts eat you alive?
Don't you eat the
When feasts
feast?
get that lavish, they end up consuming you. At first, they eat away your mind, your heart. Then, they devour everything that makes you human, leaving only the beast inside. I was half-eaten. Neither fully human nor beast. So I was just thrown out on the street and left to die.
What does that even mean?
You...
Thankfully, Mother found me and gave me a second life. This time, I'm taking back what's mine. Give me 50 yen, and I'll share my revenge plan.
You almost had me.
Don't believe me? Give me the money, and when I restore the family, I'll give you a high position.
You...
Mother?
Oh,
Oh no.
Granny's gone.
Catch the thief! Catch them! Give me back my money!
Uh-oh. We have to find Mother quickly. Let's split up.
Granny, no! Zoop.
Excuse me, have you seen...
What is it? Lost your money too?
No, I'm looking for someone. Have you seen an old lady dressed like a turtle?
No, no. Damn thief.
What? What a terrible description.
Excuse me, have you seen a...
Have you seen my girl? A girl with a red dot on her forehead?
No.
Someone must have taken her. I was just hanging up the washing, crazy as it's been, and it's all my fault. All my fault.
Good luck with that.
Help! I don't want to go to the ash pit. Help me!
What are you doing?
Hey, this here's my family's business. Stay out of it.
Lend a hand.
Stop playing the hero. Let me have a share of the glory too.
What? What? I think that was a different voice actor, and also the line did not match the subtitles.
Have you seen my coin bag? Oh, have you seen my coin bag? No. Oh, I lost my...
Hidden Tong coins. Step over here.
Officer! Officer! No tongue coins! There aren't any tongue coins! Don't strike!
Get over here!
Stop! I'm holding a
Did you steal them? Thief! Thief!
You.
What the fuck? That baby looks like it's like Vin Diesel.
Thief! Thief! She deserves to be arrested!
Yeah, I took it. What of it? I took it.
There's Vin Diesel.
I stole money so my child could live. You don't steal. Your family.
Family.
A Tianfu Yen Bao. Quite old, isn't it?
His voice actor is pretty slick.
Tianfu
No, that was long ago. Now, it's the great song.
Great song. Not Tianfu. Not Tianfu. Tianfu, my son. My son went off to war. And they sent this back after he died. My son. My son is gone. My son. My son.
Kenny, no!
Check if that straw basin holds any tongue cord.
Stop!
Granny, no!
Mother! Here, take the money I set aside for you. Run, my son. Run! Mother?
So it's you again. The prime suspect. And here you are attacking soldiers.
Why does it randomly sound during the English voice acting that they randomly acquire a lisp? It happens a lot throughout the campaign.
A pity. We're this close to solving the case and you decide to throw your life away.
The case is about to be solved?
Yes. Thanks to you, we've made great progress.
Me?
I suppose I left that out. But Bait doesn't need to know that anyway. End it. No need to keep him alive.
Stop! We'll give you the money!
Yingy!
Kind hero. I'm willing to give it up. You still have people to find in the Jianghu. This isn't the place for you.
You may be willing, but I'm not.
Yeah,
If those
those-
armed with swords stand down, what chance do the unarmed have?
Oh.
Besides,
What a moving little speech. You. Have we met before?
Hey, you recognize me?
little fool.
Looking for the gold-making vessel?
Holy.
Then come and take it.
What? How you jump like that, little fool? She's a flying rat. Oh shit, talent point. I think I'm gonna save these talent points for leveling these up right away. On the next level cap. Or we can grab defensive stuff. I think the next one's like 4 days away. I'm sure I can get 2 talent points in 4 days. Surely. Surely.
My lord, she flew toward the ash pit. Shall we give chase?
My lord, a rat in a gutter.
If she makes it out, she won't slip past us.
Everyone
Little
calls
fool.
her a
The
rat.
gold-making vessel. Looks like I'll have to go down there myself.
How'd she even get the gold making vessel in the first place? Oh, this is a replica. That sounds like a little foo thing.
Little Foo's footprints.
A
Looks like he
fake
went that way.
vessel.
The bells. ringing again. The bells. They're ringing again. The bells. They're ringing again. The bells. They're ringing again. The paths out are opening.
Good sir. What bells?
Jingle.
bells. The bells are ringing.
There's a path down here.
Oh, what
Where does it lead?
fun it is to run on a one-horse open sleigh.
There are footprints here too. I have to catch up.
Yeah, I did the gold. I did the whole gold leaf, immortal gold leaf quest line already. Wait, can I collect embers from there? The world building is quite good.
Bells ringing. Such an eerie place. Could it be?
Come out! I heard you from a mile away.
Yeah, the game's really good looking. I kind of wish that we could customize the immersive UI more though, because there's certain elements of the UI that I would like to like perma hide. Like I would like to hide the whole chat interface. I would like to hide the quest UI, this time limited thing. I'd like to hide this text on the right. Maybe even these icons would be nice to hide. Bell ringer. Ooh, loot. Leave the party? Party? How long have I been in a party for? Oh, since the boss earlier.
Well met.
A young boy. Why leave the good life in the mortal world for this realm in between?
I was called by the bells.
My friend went down here, and I'm here to find her. Have you seen a little girl wearing a mouse hat?
Coming down here for a little girl. You even
Don't
know
phrase it like that. That sounds
place
terrible.
this is?
What the fuck?
No matter the place, I had to come.
A reckless fool. Go on. To the left. She's down there.
Thank you, good sir.
Little rat den.
Go now.
Ah! The bubonic plague? Oh, fuck. Combat power 12.1.
Hey, what happened to the tough hero just now? Bite off more than you can chew?
Oh, please don't! Don't hit me! It's all...
Boss, don't actually kill him. Lord Hongsa, 9 mortal ways. If we pull this off, we'll earn our keep.
I can't believe I caught the fucking bubonic plague.
Could this place be Unbound Cavern?
Good lad.
There's no way back up. Wait, these guys are part of my sect. Like, what the hell?
You thought
Got it. Down on me.
Yo, you guys got like a panacea?
Those unbound cavern thugs really did a number on me. Oh, if I'd known, I wouldn't have gotten involved.
Each clear top 10 was providing some sort of bonus for other participants. No, there wasn't anything like that. Except for, you know, strategies. I'm Wang Feng, disciple of the Nine Mortal Ways. Thanks for saving me.
You don't look like you're from here.
How are you talking without moving your mouth? Is that ventriloquism?
I've seen it. I got beaten up because of it.
Little girl. The one with the mouse hat?
Exactly. That's her. Do you know her?
It's Little Fu. Where's she headed?
She's headed to the Ghost Revelry Hall. A wicked place. If you want to find her, you best hurry.
What kind of place is the Ghost Revelry Hall?
Thugs and bandits, and the base of the Unbound Cavern. I sneaked in there a few times, put on a tough front, and no one asked questions.
How do I get there?
Take this. Open the door, follow the red lanterns, and you'll find the Ghost Revelry Hall.
Why do you have the key to Unbound Cavern?
Ha! That beating wasn't for nothing. I managed to swipe their key. With a hero like you around, I'll keep out of it.
He stumbles off into the night. Whoa! Okay. I now have the teleport here. Maybe I... Oh my god, big ass... It's a big ass fucking rat. What? Blocked from the other side. Does anyone know how to kill crocodiles in the swamp? Arrows don't seem to hit it. Crocodiles are the most OP thing in the Wuxia universe. Wuxia. Don't even try to mess with them. They'll fuck you up. After geese? I mean, geese just kick ass. But at least they don't, like, legit just one-shot you. Meanwhile, crocodiles don't give a fuck if you're a cultivator or not.
An unfamiliar face. Even if you make it in alive, you might not make it out. The price is too high.
Hmm. Road closed? Stay away. What road? It's so dark I can't see anything unless you use the fireflies. There's a road? Sparkly bullshit.
That little girl. Good thing we taught. Teach her a lesson.
Little girl? Could it be Little Fu?
3,000 tails.
Good night, Peck. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh, shit.
Not bad at all. Come on, let's see what you've got.
Come on! Ren Lao-san.
I'm only here to deal with the Unbound Cavern. I'd appreciate it if you stayed out of the way.
You ruined my meal? Think you can just walk away? Fight me, lad. If you win, no one here will stand in your way. Deal?
Deal.
You got a deal.
Let's get out of here. Not bad, lad. Go ahead. No one's going to stop you now.
Okay.
That's
Made it
it?
through the gauntlet.
That's the only rule?
You really are new. There's just one rule. Fight. You win the fight, you make the rules.
Oh. Then everyone give me your money. You hear that, chat? It extends to chat as well. Give me your money! Surrender your Tang coin.
How exciting!
Locked from the other side.
1, 2, 3. These 3 are good. I'll take them. Autumn cave. Fresh in bed.
I can still.
Miss, are you alright?
I can still be useful. Don't send me to the dark room.
Dark room?
Disobedient ones get sent to the dark room.
Put her in a safe place. Stay calm and do not do anything risky.
Things are really complicated here. If I rush in, I might put her in danger. Better find Little Fu first. The dark room. Disobedient ones. Could Little Fu be in there?
And the dark room does not sound like a pleasant place. Also, I can't believe I've been streaming this long already. I thought I've only been live for like a few hours. I guess today is another long stream day. Use this treasure chest as bait? No way he won't fall for it. What's happening outside? Who cares? Enemies show up every day. Shouldn't we help out? Our ship needs to go north, and that depends on Unbound Cavern. Fool, which one of the 14 9 mortal ways killers can you afford to cross?
Since you're here, why leave so soon?
Oh, it's a mask. That took me a second.
What a beautiful face. If I'd known you'd come, I'd have the room cleaned up. What are you looking for, honored guest? Humans, ghosts, animals? What kind of head do you seek?
About that. What's with the person on the ground? He was when we started it.
I swear he was the one who started it. He saw my name on the wanted list and barged in, saying he wanted to see me wield a blade. How could I say no? What are you looking for, honored guest? Humans, ghosts, animals? What kind of head do you seek? What is it you want? As long as it has nothing to do with the 9 mortal ways, I'll get whatever you want.
I'm in the 9 mortal
I'm
ways.
searching for some information. Do you happen to know where the dark room is?
Dark room? Are you planning... If you... That could be a good deed. There's a rule here. You get some, you lose some. You must leave something behind.
What do you want?
I want you to owe me a favor. One day, I'll ask you to repay it.
A favor? Good. It's a deal.
Fine. Walk straight to the end of the hall, and there it'll be.
Also, do you have any cures for the bubonic plague? I'm like... I think technically I am dying right now.
How many names are left on that?
Lord Hong Shi finds out we worked with others. I don't want to go to the dark room.
This is the dark room?
Faceless? Ah! I can heal you?